The good, the bad, and the odd. They're sorted.
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd with your hosts Mark and Sam. Today we are covering Batman vs. Two-Face, the sequel to Return of the Cape Crusaders, right? So we got Adam West back, and Burt Ward, and Julie Newmar, and so on and so forth. However, before we start that, we've got the comfy chair. But if you want to interact with us in any way, if you go to www.thegoodthebadandtheodd.com, there's links to our Facebook group, there's email addresses and so on. We're on Stitcher and on iTunes, and we've got an RSS feed for anything that isn't iTunes related. So there we go. Let's pull up the comfy chair after this.
You're about to experience the cultural phenomena.
What's it all about? Know what I mean?
That's sweeping the nation. Oh yeah, it's happening.
It's frightening what we've created. The Stinking Paws Podcast.
I'd sooner go out and see a bleeding horror film, I said, than a thing like that.
A fortnightly show where we review classic and not so classic movies. A truly fine professional piece of work, taking a look at some of your favourite movies of all time. I'm ready to go. I'm really ready to go. No, I'm not. You can find all our previous episodes on our website, stinkingpaws.com.
Unorthodox.
Follow us on Twitter @StinkingPaws or join the Facebook group.
The majesty and grandeur of the English language is the greatest possession we have.
And it needed something to sort of give it a breath of... It needed something to give it a... I can't say it. I can never say... I always say fresh of breath air.
Brilliant.
The noblest thoughts never flow through the hearts of men are contained in its extraordinary, imaginative and musical mixtures of sound.
Probably good not to do a podcast if you can't say basic
English.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can also subscribe to the show at iTunes. As we said, a truly professional podcast. Yeah, they all sort of play each other off each other. That sounded wrong. They all sort of play each other off. What the hell was that? They play one another. I'm not even going to go there.
They
play.
Let's give this some serious thought. They play one another against each. No.
Does that sound right? I don't know.
I know what you're trying to say.
Get the comfy chair!
Okay, so I've got three things, Sam. What you got?
I've only got one.
So I'll go first then. I watched a TV show, Amazon...
Wait, I've got two.
Oh, okay, cool. I watched a TV show, which I think was on Channel 4 in the UK initially, but now it's on Netflix, and I'm pretty sure it's probably international, but it might not be. It's quite... Actually, I've just realised I know American people have been talking about it, so yes.
It's international.
International, and it's called End of the F***ing World, and,
That's not what I thought you were going to talk about.
Star. Oh, right, okay, End of the World. This is like I think a 5-part, maybe a 6, I can't remember now. I think it's 5. Oh, well, whatever. It's like a show that's almost like... It's super dark humour. It's basically almost like a teenage Bonnie and Clyde kind of story set in the UK, right?
Okay.
These teenage couple, it looks like this like loner boy is a psychopath. We get shots of him killing small animals as he's getting older and stuff like that, and he's kind of obsessed with knives, and he starts fantasising about killing a person, and he starts interacting with this girl, but only because he's sort of start fantasising about killing her, but in the end, they get a relationship going, there's a relationship happens between them, and they kind of go on the run, and stuff happens. Yeah, it was pretty good. Quite very, very, very dark. It reminded me a lot of another film I saw not long ago called Sightseers. Have you heard of that one?
No.
This is, again, a film about a couple that go on a caravan in a holiday, but they end up sort of killing people. At first, kind of by accident, but it kind of develops from there. It's a very dark comedy too. This was like a junior version of it. And funny enough, the bloke that was in Sightseers is the dad of the boy in this series. I think that's just a coincidence. It's super dark, but it's worth a watch. It's one of those things, it's you're not quite sure where it's going in the first couple of episodes, then it kind of settles it. Something major happens and it settles into a distinct path. And it's quite good. I'd recommend giving it a try. And in all, I think the whole lot's like 2 hours. You know, if you just watch the whole thing. So it's like an extended film, really. Actually, it's probably a bit more than 2 hours. But it's no more than 3, for sure. So, but I kind of liked it. It was kind of interesting. And some of the stuff in it did make me laugh out loud. That's for sure. So, yeah, that was a good one. So, back to you.
Okay, now the first thing I've done is I've been playing Jedi Knight.
Well, the old thing.
Yeah, it's on Steam. PC, it was on sale over Christmas.
Does it still work on decent machines?
Yeah, it works on mine. So, and mine's been like upgraded as hell. So
I don't know what you do with old PC games now. Do you have to install some sort of special software like Wing or something, or does it? Is it all out of the box now?
It's on Steam, and I guess you could probably get it on Good Old Game, but I got it through Steam, and it's still really good. It's really difficult. Like I'm surprised.
I never found it that difficult, actually. Is it the one where he has to fight 2 Jedis? And one's on a floating, like a half body, and he's floating.
Well, there's one where there's like 2 Jedis that are doing a Master Blaster sort of thing, and then
and one's really fast, right, or something.
Yeah, another Jedi later is just half a guy. So, another Dark Jedi later.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. I do remember that.
But going through the early levels is a real pain because there's like stuff everywhere that'll kill you.
Yeah, I remember something. I got a bizarre memory of like the final level or near to the final level. You have to find these things like symbols, right? Like spinning rebel signs or something. And I couldn't find the last one. And in the end, you have to kind of. I think there's a river of lava and a bridge over it, and you kind of have to jump up from underneath the bridge and land on a special little ledge that's under the bridge but above the lava, and it's there, and it's like really hard to get to and get out of again. I'm probably giving away a trade secret. Say again?
That sounds ludicrous.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I was going on about that, but yeah, that's my last memory of that game. I liked it though. I remember liking it a lot. But I mean, God, it must be 15 years old at least.
Yeah, it's from like the 90s, so that's nearly 20.
Older. Yeah.
So,
but you enjoyed it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. My
1997, so over 20 years old. So.
Yeah, wow. It's nearly as old as you.
Wow, that's a lying box art. It shows Darth Vader attacking the character. That does not happen.
Yeah. So. Some of those old Star Wars games are pretty good. They should do an updated one.
Yeah, they should.
Single player.
Would recommend, if you can, on Steam, it's Jedi Academy.
Okay.
It's a few down the line from Jedi Knight.
Yeah.
But it's still got like Kyle Katarn. It's got Luke in it as well. It's got most of the characters.
I do like them old Star Wars games. I remember liking Jedi Knight and Dark Forces quite a lot, but I still think X-Wing was the best Star Wars game I ever played.
Yeah,
I really like X-Wing. You need a joystick though. And you have to go through these boring tutorials. You have to make it through them.
Okay.
But once you're through them, they're really good. Okay, my next one is, I think last time I talked about the book, The Martian. But I watched the film. Not as good as the book, not as quite as thrilling, but quite a good film. It was, I reckon this is going to turn out to be Ridley Scott's last good film, to be honest.
But it
was pretty good. He made a decent film. When he picks the material, he's still got it. I think he's lost his ability to pick material.
Yeah.
And he's picked good material this time. Looks really good. Matt Damon was really good in the role. Really suited the character quite well. They had a few. There were some changes. There was some quite. The book kept you on the edge of your seat because he was constantly, having problems and have to think his way around that. They cut a lot of that out of the film. In that his problems tended to be the bigger ones, the more cinematic ones. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which makes sense, right? It's a film. And there was a bit in the book they didn't go. He suggested like a plan to save his own life at one point, which was kind of ridiculously dangerous. But they didn't do it in the book, but in the film they do, for example. And it's quite good. Jessica Chastain's in it as well as the female captain of the crew that kind of rescued him. She's pretty good, but Mark Wahlberg actually sold this film for me. It was very good. It's almost, to me, he feels like in some of his roles, it's almost like a younger version of Tom Hanks. He's likeable, and he kind of fits into lots of different roles.
Yeah.
But ultimately, he's a likeable kind of actor, right? And it kind of works. So, pretty decent film. I gave it 4 out of 5. But the book it's got a bit more tension to it. I appreciate the fact it's got something about science in a positive light. Science and actually rational thinking and problem solving in a good light, which seems to be the contrary of things at the minute, right? So yeah, that's a good thing. Anyway, back to you.
Okay, now the other game I've been playing is called Planetary Annihilation.
That sounds fun.
It's a game made by the same group of people that made one of my favorite PC games, which is called Supreme Commander.
Yeah.
But they got kicked off for the sequel.
I think I've played Supreme Commander.
Yeah.
I think.
It's a really good game.
It's like a Command and Conquer game? Or am I dreaming?
Yeah, but instead of just having a resource, you have an economy. So you have to maintain power so your units keep moving. And
so it's a bit like SimCity crossed with Command and Conquer, right?
Yeah, you have to balance powering stuff and getting metal for stuff.
I like games like that. Anyway, yeah.
But yeah, Planetary Annihilation is Supreme Commander with more cartoonish visuals and on a bigger scale, way bigger.
That sounds fun. That sounds so PC again.
Yeah, PC.
Oh man, one day I'm going to have to get myself a PC again.
Yeah. It gets to such a big scale that you can make a Death Star.
Nice.
Not joking. If you land on you can get different types of planet, and they've got different environments. One of them's a metal planet, and you can build these things that hollow it out and put a laser on one end, and you can just blow up other planets.
Nice.
Yeah, this is I think it's a free expansion called Titans, which does this sort of stuff. So you build giant robots that stomp everything to death, or giant tanks that are completely invincible. A building that drops a bomb into the core of a planet, blowing it up, that sort of thing. It's completely overpowered, but to get to that point, you need to have a good economy and resources. So,
right, okay. Well, that sounds cool.
It is a really fun game.
So what's the average game at? 20 hours or 10 hours or something?
Well, depending on what you're playing, you can play a standard game. I can beat the hard AI in under 2 hours sort of thing.
Oh, okay, so it's like an Age of Empires kind of level game in terms of hour time.
You can play a more Civilization version, which is you and several other players running around the galaxy picking up upgrades, different resource points, that sort of thing.
Right.
And that part's turn based.
Yeah.
So it's you start off in Civilization, but you zoom in for the fights to do Age of Empires.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. My last one is an old film from the 50s, a proper swashbuckling action movie, and I've seen it many times before. I used to like it as a kid, but watching it this time, I haven't seen it in a while. I hadn't quite caught on to how very violent it is. Because when you're a kid, it's like, oh yeah, it's just a movie. But it's pretty violent. It's called The Vikings. It's with Kirk Douglas and Tony Curtis. Janet Leigh's in it too, and I got a feeling this might be the film where Janet Leigh and Tony Curtis met and married after.
Yeah.
So it might be that one. It's also got Ernest Borgnine as head of the Vikings, which is pretty cool. And it's proper. It's kind of soap opera. Because it's like, you know, he's the son of this, and that means this, and these are brothers, and this, that, and the other. But it don't mess about. It's properly... It's a bit grindhouse for a big Hollywood thing, right? For example, in the first 10 minutes, Kirk Douglas gets a hawk thrown in his face by Tony Curtis, gets an eye ripped out.
Wow.
Yeah, that's in the beginning bit, and like they both lose bodily parts through this film, which is unusual in Hollywood films. For the main actors, right? Tony Curtis gives a really good performance too, I think, and Kirk Douglas. Kirk Douglas very muscular, kind of athletic actor, and he's like using it all the time. And there's some cool stuff in this. I'll give you some of the highlights. There's the Viking. You know what Vikings are, you know, it's all that. There's one bit they're all drinking, all getting drunk, and one guy's wife's. He accuses her of being unfaithful, and they're explaining to this English bloke who kind of is their ally against this horrible English king of Northumbria. What's going on? He says, "What's going on?" He goes, "Oh no, we put her braids up," and he gets to throw 3 axes to try and cut her braids. And he says, "Oh, well, so what happens if he cuts the braids?" Well, he goes, "This is a judgment from Odin. She's innocent." He goes, "Well, what happens if he misses and splits her head?" And he goes, "Well, that means she is unfaithful." And he says, "Well, what happens if he misses all 3? He goes, "We drown him."
What?
Yeah. So it goes on, and the guy misses the first 2, so he's really sweating it. And Kirk Douglas rolls up, drunk, and says, "I'll do it." And he starts throwing the axes. And he cuts through 2 of them, and it's like proper big axes, right? And he's down to the 3rd one, which is the one going upwards, so you have to throw the axe sideways. Can you imagine how dangerous that is? And he goes, and they're saying, "You're too drunk to do this." He goes, "Too drunk? I'm not drunk enough." So he drinks a load of beer.
Oh my god.
And it goes on like that. And there's some other cool stuff. There's a proper siege of a castle, so a bit Two Towersy kind of thing. So what they do is they chop down a massive tree and use it as a battering ram, get through the first door easily, but the second door's a bit hard to breach. So what they do is they get archers covering them, and they start throwing axes, but they basically form a ladder you can climb up with axes one at a time. Just throwing them. It's really cool. It's really cool. And there's all sorts of cool stuff, like there's all this stuff about if you die with that sword in your hand, you don't go to Valhalla. At one point, they catch Ernest Borgnine and they're going to throw him in a pit of wolves. And he says, "Give me a sword. You wouldn't deny me entry into Valhalla." And Tony Curtis is like got him at sword point, and he's been told by this king to sort of push him in, but he gives him the sword. And then this Borgnine kind of laughs and just jumps into a pit of wild, starving wolves. It's really awesome. But there's blood everywhere and all this. It's proper mental. I really enjoyed it, though. And I've seen it a few times, but I didn't quite realise how bloody and gory it was. There was quite a lot of things getting chopped off and blood everywhere kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Okay.
And it was filmed in Norway, so it looks really nice. Really proper fjords and everything. Though I have to say, the Battle of the Castle, where all the Vikings are storming this castle, it did feel a bit, you know, I fart in your general direction kind of stuff. It looks a bit like that. So, anyway, yeah. So, that's a good one.
Yeah.
A big recommend for me.
Yeah.
Is that it? Have you got?
Yeah,
Oh, we're done. All right then. Okay, let's get on with it then.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it. Get on with it.
Okay, so Batman vs. Two-Face. This came out in last year. Now it came out after Adam West died, right? So they voiced it like a year before. I think he did his lines in 2016. And they kind of worked around it. So we got, again, as with last time, we get returning Burt Ward and Julie Newmar. Julie Newmar's Catwoman. She has a bit of a role. Not quite as much as in the first one, but she turns up. She's at the beginning and the end, right? And we got a few other nods. Now they're basically the '60s characters, right? So the Penguin looks like that Penguin. The Riddler looks like that Riddler. The Joker looks just like Cesar Romero.
Yeah,
they
sort of act like the '60s versions.
Yeah,
but
they do.
not really.
Well, certainly the Penguin definitely, and the Riddler.
Yeah, the
definitely.
Penguin. The Riddler's a bit.
He's got a laugh.
He's more Shatnery. But
he is a bit, but his laugh's really good. Unless they sampled Gorshin and just using his laugh, because it does really sound like it. And this is basically Harvey Dent, right? Two-Face, who was never in the '60s series.
He was planned to be, but he was never
in.
Actually in it. So
it's weird. Some of the decisions, the people that they left, the bad guys they left out, and the new bad guys they put in, seem very odd. Like they didn't want to put Lex Luthor in, for example. They were talking. They did plan maybe Lex Luthor, which I know is a Superman bad guy, but they replaced him with Egghead, for example.
Well. I can kind of see that. So.
Right. Well, it starts with they go to this demonstration led by Hugo Strange about like a machine that can extract evil, and we see Harley Quinn there. Harleen Quinzel, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, did he say Dr. Quinzel? And then when you hear her talk, it's like it's obviously her.
Yeah.
And so, but also we see Batman visiting Catwoman in jail. She's in her cell, and he's hanging outside talking to her in the bars. And they're kind of flirting a bit, right? Aren't they?
He's like, he gives her a book. He's like, something to keep you busy for the next 37 months or something like that.
And he's giving her a book by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Now, if you've ever read Elizabeth Barrett Browning, it's like romantic poetry, really. It's love poetry. So there's something in there.
Robin's looking somewhat peeved at this.
Doesn't he call Batman away in the end? And like Batman's a bit peeved.
Yeah.
And
he says it's an emergency, and when he gets down there, he's like, "What's the emergency?" He says, "We're going to be late."
Yeah, and Catwoman is not that happy either because they're about to kiss, right?
Yeah.
I was wondering if it's going to turn into an escape thing, but it didn't. So they meet the DA, Harvey Dent. Now. Shatner voices this. What do you think?
I thought he was quite good.
Yeah, he was pretty good. He wasn't.
I think he had a bit
Shatner-y,
more. Like,
was he? Right.
I think he might have a bit more sort of voice acting experience than the other guys.
Well, the thing is, Adam West is an old guy now, and you can kind of hear it in their voice, can't you?
Yeah.
Or sorry, it was.
But he's got the charisma to carry him. Shatner, as much as like we make fun of his acting,
he can act.
He can act quite well.
Funny enough, I talked the one I talked about last week, the Christmas Horror Story. I did talk about it last week, right? Yeah, I did. Yeah. He was pretty toned down in that, and it was good. It was good. Anyway, sorry. Interesting that Harvey Dent looks like Shatner.
Yeah, I quite like that.
Yeah,
it looked like Shatner from the
animated series
cartoon.
Yeah, it did. And funny enough, whenever I saw him, he also made me think of Michael Myers in Halloween. You know, who wears a Shatner mask. It made me think of that a bit as well. He does toss a coin now, doesn't he? At one point,
yeah, because he's like famous for stopping counterfeiting.
Yeah,
he just keeps on with the coins. So.
Yeah. Hugo Strange is there and he's going. He says he's got this evil extractor, and they harness up the Joker, the Penguin, Riddler, and also Egghead and Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze looked bizarrely like Grandpa Munster to me.
Yeah, that's how it looked in the 60s. So.
Yeah, well, no, there were 3 different Mr. Freezes in the TV show.
Well, that's how one of them looked.
Yeah, that's true. I really would like to do that show sometime.
We did it for a bit.
Well, yeah, we did the best of, but I wouldn't mind actually going through the I know that's a bit grand, isn't it? But never mind. So he starts sucking out this kind of evil.
The villains kind of take the mick and start acting more evil so that more has to be sucked out.
Yeah.
And it starts to blow up the machine, which, of course, someone gets on Harvey and he becomes Two-Face.
Yeah. It's entirely new way that he became Two-Face in this one, right? it's I do like the fact that Hugo Strange is like trolling the DA and Batman and stuff about this, and he goes, "Your jobs will be obsolete if this works." All this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He always makes. I mean, Hugo Strange is kind of a Nazi scientist, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he may have like. I don't know where he came from, but if he's like from the 70s or before,
yeah,
it probably was a Nazi scientist at some point.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know. This is really going off on a tangent, but in the book of the James Bond story Moonraker, a lot of the scientists working on the rocket have got shaved heads and beards, and they all talk German, and it turns out the reason they all have shaved heads and beards is because they're Nazis on the run, and if you shave your head and grow a beard, you become almost unrecognisable. So it's a big plot to hide all these Nazis and plot against like Britain. That's the idea.
So Hugo Strange's first appearance was 1940. So yeah, probably
right, okay.
Nazi thing.
He is German, right?
I believe so.
So Harvey gets a face full of this weird whatever it is that's an evil extractor. And
he extracted evil. He gets it dunked over half of him.
And then infuses his soul with evil. So the action of him getting scarred is not the thing that is the catalyst. It's the fact he's got injected with concentrated evil or something.
Yeah.
So he goes on a massive crime spree right at the beginning, doesn't he? Over the credits, but they actually catch him.
Yeah.
Give him reconstructive surgery. So it appears like the plot's all happening in the first 5 minutes, right? So he's had the surgery and he seems to be all back to fighting strength, though he seems a bit taken aback when they say he's got the assistant to the DA's job.
Yeah.
He's not too happy about that. Now, this whole helping Harvey actually was quite a big part of the Dark Knight Returns story,
Dark Knight
wasn't
Returns,
it?
I was just about to say.
Yeah. Well, so
like this is from Dark Knight, yeah.
It's interesting. So he goes back to his job, and then we get a load of the old King Tut stuff.
Yeah, King Tut steals a biplane.
Yeah, this is all a bit cut price. He's only got 2 henchmen, and at one point, Batman actually says he's one of our most deadly adversaries. And I was thinking, no, he's not. It's King Tut.
He kind of says that about everyone. So,
so we have King Tut. It's good to see King Tut. I don't mind King Tut, to be honest. But it's more. He's obviously the lightweight of the. He's not top tier, but he's certainly not bottom tier. But he's more of the.
At the end of the day, it is just a dude in a headdress. So.
Yeah, and he's like a professor of Egyptology, isn't he? That keeps getting his head. And they make a joke about it at one point where old O'Hara starts hitting him on the head, and he keeps turning him back to Tut and then back again.
And then Tut steals the baton and whacks himself on the head, so he won't talk.
Yeah, which is we also get some more jokes about Aunt Harriet joking about Bert and
you two on your fishing trips,
nudging Alfred, and Alfred's going, all right, calm down. It did make me laugh that because it's playing into this whole Batman and Robin's really some sort of gay allegory kind of thing. At this point we do get introduced. Well, during the interrogation, we do get introduced to Miss Diamond, who's like a minor character. Lucy Lee Diamond.
Miss Diamond.
Yeah, her first name's Lucy Lee.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's Lee Merriweather.
It is Lee Merriweather, and it is funny that there's a point where she gets hoodwinked by Catwoman and gets dressed up as Catwoman.
Yeah,
while the real
she
Catwoman
basically
escapes.
swaps their clothes so she can just walk out.
And we get her find herself in the cell, but she looks in the mirror and sort of goes.
She says, "Perfect."
Yeah, she does, and it's like, Lee Merriweather is my favourite Catwoman from the '60s. I have to say, but Julie Newmar's pretty good too. So it's kind of.
I think
fun.
Lee Merriweather had that sort of she's actually crazy sort of thing going.
Yeah, I mean, she was the Catwoman in the film, so that was the difference, and Julie Newmar was Catwoman in the first few series. So Julie Newmar was, anyone seeing the series when it aired would be the first Catwoman, really.
Yeah.
But 3 of them played it in the end. A bit like Mr. Freeze, right?
Yeah.
that was a nice touch. I thought there was, because she was called Lucy Lee Diamond, I thought there was going to be some sort of joke about Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. There was a line, I've just remembered, I think it's in the lab before it all explodes, that Robin used, that made me think, are they kind of riffing on Mark Hamill here? Because Robin actually says, a line from Star Wars. What's the line? What's a really commonly used line in Star Wars? I've forgotten.
In the context,
I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
Robin actually says, I have a bad feeling about this. I'm thinking, are they riffing on Mark Hamill's Joker here or something? But maybe that's reading way too much into it. I'm not sure. Are they also play up what an idiot Chief O'Hara is? Quite a few times, don't they?
Well, they do say stuff like, okay, they have O'Hara say stuff like, we'll get like the finest forensic experts in and we'll do this, that, and the other. We'll just leave it to Batman.
Yeah, that is a nice touch. That did make me laugh. Yeah, Commissioner Gordon and Chief O'Hara are completely dependent on Batman solving everything, aren't they? Yeah. The comedy stick of him hitting Tut on the head was kind of goofy, but far. What do you think?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
It fit the series.
Yeah. So Harvey's managed to put them away and is kind of pleased. Now, did you think... this is going to be spoilers from this point, I think. All right, so if you haven't seen it and don't want anything spoiled, go away and watch it and come back. Right, okay. Did you think there was someone else pretending to be Two-Face that was manipulating Harvey, or did you think it was Harvey all along?
No, I thought that there was going to be like another victim of the experiment. I thought it might be Hugo.
I thought it was going to. For some reason, I thought it was going to be the Joker. But then we see the Joker a bit later, so, when Two-Face is doing this thing. There was a nice touch there.
Especially because like one of the few things we do see is he's got a purple suit.
Yes.
Or rather, half of a purple suit. So.
Indeed. And I'm sure there is one scene where Harvey's on one side of the room and we see someone standing on another.
Yeah.
But that was the only time there was physically someone else appeared. And I guess... in Harvey's head, he exists separately, right? So, I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
There was a nice touch in the Joker that made me laugh, where we see the Joker in one of his dens. This is a bit further on, where Harvey sends out the invite to everyone to unmask Batman. And Joker's sitting in his den playing... We see him playing Patience or Solitaire. And when you see the cards, they're all just Jokers. He's just playing Jokers on Jokers.
Yeah.
That made me laugh. So we see Harvey getting up, seeming to have a deal with an external Two-Face to help him get convictions, while the Two-Face we don't see is kind of making money from it and taking over and stuff. There's all that. We see that there's some weird stuff going on here between Harvey and Batman, right? They're like a brotherly thing. There's kind of insight. Did you know it's like, that must be bad when you're not the good-looking brother. It must be difficult and weird stuff like that. I didn't quite understand. It was almost like, well, in this universe, Harvey Dent is an old friend of Bruce Wayne, right?
Yeah.
So it was that like they were a bit competitive, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a bit where they get this package of an old book with all its stuff eaten. A World Atlas, wasn't it? With all the stuff eaten out of it, and they realise it's the bookworm. We introduced the bookworm in this.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, bookworm
was not good.
Bookworm was an interesting character in the 60s. It was Roddy McDowall, right? So
I don't know. So.
Yeah, it was Roddy McDowall wearing these great big like Harry Potter glasses. Yeah. So I don't know. I can't remember now. This kind of leads them on to the library and stuff like that, and they finally figure it. Basically, Two-Face catches them, right, and he then auctions them off to.
He auctions their exposure off for money.
Yeah, basically, you find out who Batman is if you bid for it, and he's got a long list of like some weird characters from the 60s. You know, there's the famous ones.
Yeah.
And there's one point here, Riddler tells this joke that just isn't funny at all.
Yeah.
It's like, but luckily in the script they acknowledge it's not funny. It's like, what kind of thing?
Yeah.
That made me laugh. So it was Joker, Penguin, Riddler, Mr. Freeze, Egghead, a character called Shame.
Yeah, he looked like a cowboy.
He was a cowboy. He was a really minor tier character in the 60s. And in the TV show. Clock King, who I don't remember at all. Clock
King is a character, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't remember him. But also Catwoman turns up on under her own steam, right? And they all start bidding. Catwoman.
It was Walter Selzak in a top hat with a clock on it. He was in the 60s series.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Oh, well, I don't remember that. Probably didn't see those episodes. Catwoman turns up and they all start bidding away. Catwoman really does want him uncovered at all because she's got this romantic thing with Batman. And I'm guessing that would all go to pot if she found out who he was. So she doesn't want to. But then in the end, they decide to all team up and put their bid together just so that, and then all
for like 10 million or something like that.
For 10 million. So Two-Face agrees to that. But actually, before that, Two-Face sees it's Bruce Wayne, right?
Yeah.
He has a look himself.
So he already knows.
Knows. And basically, there's a big... Batman... They're on tied to a big coin, and when it gets flipped, it's almost certainly going to land with them on the bottom of the coin on a big thing of spikes, right? And Batman, in the end, triggers it and uses mental calculations to work out how they can change the coin flip so they land on their side.
Using these like jets they have in their feet.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of jet boot stuff in this.
Yeah.
And they have a big fight, and Catwoman's fighting on their side too. So the bad guy, we get the usual word punching, the punching that creates words. We get all that, don't we? And then, but in the meantime, isn't Hugo Strange done some stuff to I can't remember now, with Two-Face to release the concentrated Two-Face evil stuff?
Yeah.
And the whole goal of
their plan is to use the biplane that King Tut stole.
Yeah.
To gas everyone.
Yeah. Oh, before that though, Robin gets a dose of it, doesn't he? And becomes a bad guy.
Yeah, he gets Two-Faced.
And Batman has a fight with him, but gives him an somewhat antidote. Right.
Yeah, which he develops, and he then proceeds to gas everyone that got gassed.
Yeah.
Including a pretty messed up bit where Robin was in like an underhanging machine gun turret. And started like gunning people down with
really relishing it, right?
Yeah.
And Batman says, Robin, you got to remember these are citizens. And he's going, gosh, Batman, you're right.
But and then go straight back to gunning them down.
Yeah, but he's really gleefully like machine gunning the citizens of Gotham. Chief O'Hara becomes Two-Face and he gets proper nutty.
Yeah, they all get to. Did you notice there was a guy who looked like Billy D?
No.
One of the people that gets Two-Faced looks like Billy D. So
I bet there was a few of them,
Yeah, probably.
Billy D. Williams, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
As in the guy who played Harvey Dent.
Harvey Dent, yeah.
Very first.
I wonder if there was one who looked like Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, probably. I didn't notice that. But...
Yeah. And they catch Two-Face, and they put him through the old rehabilitation program again too.
Yeah. There's even a weird bit where the evil half takes over, so he's like double-sided evil.
Yes, he does. He's the scars just appear, manifest, don't they? He's almost like Jekyll and Hyde in this one, which he always kind of was, really, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then at the end, there's an auction for a bachelor party with Batman on offer, and Catwoman wins the bid there, right?
Yeah. Someone immediately bids like $5 million, and Catwoman's sitting at the front with the placard. And Batman blushes, and that's it.
Yeah.
So.
And there's a scene on the Blu-ray edition where Dr. Quinzel busts out the Joker in a Harley Quinn outfit.
Yep.
So yeah,
But they replaced it in the main version with a tribute to Adam West.
Adam West. Yeah, fair enough. And not a bad exit, I'd say. Not bad.
Yeah.
It was okay. It wasn't great, but it was all right. What do you think?
Yeah, it was really good.
You
I
liked
enjoyed
it? Oh, you sounds like you liked it more than me. I like.
I really enjoyed Shatner.
Shatner was good. Yeah,
his voice acting was really good.
Yeah. And it was nice to hear Adam West. Obviously, he's always fun. It was a bit less making fun of itself than the first one. Actually, in some of the lines,
Yeah.
it was like more straightforward. There was a lot of that laid on in Return of the Cape Crusaders. I felt there was a little less this time. It was nice to get Lee Merriweather in there, actually.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so yeah, that was cool. I like some of the voice work. The Alfred was good, and Aunt Harriet was good, and Commissioner Gould and Wally Wingert did Riddler and King Tut. The Riddler wasn't great.
Yeah,
it was all right. The laugh was really good, though. The laugh was really good. I like the Penguin. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I haven't really got much else to say. Any other?
Not really. I think I've said everything I intended.
It was a pretty short one, wasn't it, this?
Yeah.
Worth seeing, I'd say.
Yeah.
As good as, it's a decent Batman adventure, yeah. I liked it. Okay, what would you give it out of 10?
I'd give it about an 8.
Oh, you rate him way more than me. I'd give it a 6, bordering on a 7, something like that. It was okay. And the length of the film suited it. Any longer it would have been a drag, but it just worked well. Shatner was the best new element in this one. I think he's the one to make it worth seeing as well. Obviously, it being Adam West's loss out in his Batman. So it was kind of cool. Yeah, I kind of enjoyed it. Okay, let's wind out there. I'm not sure what we're doing next time. We haven't really talked about it, have we? So,
No.
So until then, bye from me.
Bye.